Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome to game 3 of the duel between Kumar and Banu. Banu is playing a.
There might be some water problem today, tomorrow because the pipe is broken, so you better have bath.
Okay.
Yesterday also you never had bath.
So when should I have it then?
Rajiv's gone now. But now I don't know, these people are working. They're working on the part, that staging or water goes on.
Yeah.
But they'll go for lunch. They'll be going for lunch now.
I'll have a meeting in 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes?
Yeah. Alright, so the bishop capturing that knight, not common to see, but definitely seen even at the grandmaster level. So not a totally absurd move, but I don't like it. Generally speaking, you have to have a really good reason to get rid of the bishop pair. So the concept of bishop pair is a really important one in chess, and it's important to understand why the bishop pair is so beloved. Well, what's the big deal, really? It's just a piece, man. So the big deal is this: all the pieces in the game. I mean, queen is a separate piece, but if you think of the rooks and the knights, having a pair of rooks or a pair of knights is no big deal. It's sometimes nice, but it's not a huge deal as having a pair of bishops. Because bishops cover different squares of the board, and that's one of the benefits that you have there. Oh, okay. So, speaking out loud while at home makes people think that you're doing something official here. It's something official, so they don't disturb me, even though ordinarily they would. That's something quite nice about this whole commentary thing. But anyway, getting back to that point about the. Hmm. The point about the bishop pair is that they cover different squares, and only when you have the pair of bishops can you cover the entire board, essentially. So that's what makes them non-redundant pieces, unlike knights, which can only cover the same set of squares that the other knight could. Going for a bit of a jugular attack here. Got to be a little bit careful. This is not to be underestimated. This is a slightly awkward move to be playing, and now I have to be careful about my bishop because it can get trapped very easily.
Huh? He's sitting and making chess videos. No, he's talking to someone. No, he's talking to himself. He's making I'm guess I'm saying he's got a meeting. No, this is all bullshit. Now I know what he does.
I am talking to someone indirectly. Oh, so now the key threat to watch out for is g4. And yeah, have to make sure I can defend this checkmate type of threat. So I'm going to play the queen out here. I don't want to make such a move, but I have to. If I were Banu, I would play... what would I play? So yeah, my bishop is going to go and take that next, or otherwise come here. Something like this. So probably bishop in the way is a good move, unless you can trap the bishop. Which you can't anymore. So yeah, that's a good move. And here I have to just, admit it that I can't keep the bishop there any longer and continue with the structure as it currently stands. So in this current setup, knight versus bishop, that's the key difference. Pawns, okay, there's some difference in the pawn structure, but it's not a big one, it's fairly symmetrical. In fact, I like white's pawn setup, because this pawn here can be used to support many different pawn breaks. So white has a lot of potential plans. But before he gets started with them, he should do the basics, which is castling, maybe getting the rooks, capturing the open file, and then figure out which pawn break is most promising and proceed with that one. This is not a time to do wild stuff like here. You want to make each move count towards a larger purpose. So it's very tempting for players in these kind of situations to do moves where they don't know what to do, they just move a pawn up. Okay. It would be tempting to criticize this, but I mean, look, it's a dangerous move. As black, I have to be a bit wary when my opponent makes a move like this, because my queen is an unprotected piece. And if there were some kind of surprise check thing, all of a sudden I'd have to meet the check, and your queen would be able to capture my queen. Okay. So I'm gonna be a bit solid